High-level handshakes, diplomacy is back in the US-China relationship. Talk of a Cold War has led to talk of a thaw. The US even publicly thanked China last week for attending a high-level summit on Ukraine.
We did believe it was productive that China attended. I'm not going to speak to the details of the meeting because it was a private meeting, but we thought it was productive that they came.
But despite the diplomacy, the reality is impossible to ignore. The US last week tightened sanctions on investment in China, targeting industries that will shape the future. The Biden administration has also maintained Trump-era trade sanctions and increased collaboration and cooperation with allies from Europe to East Asia, while the rhetoric of decoupling has been replaced by the words of de-risking. The concern for Beijing is that the real US agenda, from semiconductors to supply chains, is the continued containment of China. And strategically, China is wary of the four-nation quad grouping of the US, Japan, India and Australia, as well as the AUKUS deal with the United Kingdom and Australia, which will transfer nuclear submarine technology to Canberra. Taiwan is also a red line. 4 times, US President Biden has said that Washington would come to Taipei's aid if it was attacked. China rejects increased international involvement with its island territory.
There's only one China in the world, and Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. China firmly opposes all forms of official interaction between the Taiwan authorities and countries having diplomatic ties with China.
Hopes are that both presidents and the two countries can get their relations back on track like they did in Bali last November. The chances are that they may meet at the APEC event in California later this year. That would help add to the thaw, but the reality of US-China relations remains. Nathan King, CGTN, Washington.